In World War II, armored warfare often came down to one question: whose tank had the bigger gun? By 1944, German Tigers and Panthers seemed untouchable, armored beasts that shredded Allied Shermans at long range. But then came an unexpected challenger. Not a brand new design, not a heavy tank, but a clever British upgrade to the humble American Sherman. This was the Sherman Firefly, a tank that turned fear into firepower and made even Tiger crews nervous. The American M4 Sherman was never designed to face Germany's heaviest tanks. Reliable, mobile, and easy to mass produce, it was the workhorse of the Allied armies. But against Tigers and Panthers, its short 75mm gun was hopelessly outclassed. A Sherman's shell often bounced harmlessly off thick German armor, while the German 88mm gun could destroy a Sherman with a single hit from over a mile away. For Allied tank crews, it was a nightmare. The British knew they needed a solution. They had already developed one of the most powerful anti-tank weapons of the war, the 17-pounder gun. It was long, heavy, and extremely powerful, capable of piercing the frontal armor of a Tiger one. But there was one major problem. The gun was far too big to fit into a Sherman's turret. British engineers refused to give up. After months of creative engineering, they found a way to make it work. The breech of the gun had to be turned sideways. The radio was moved into an armored box on the back of the turret, and the recoil system was redesigned. It was a tight squeeze, but it worked. The result was the Sherman Firefly, armed with one of the deadliest guns of the war. The Firefly made its combat debut in 1944 during the Normandy campaign. German tank crews quickly learned to respect and fear it. At long ranges, a Firefly could destroy a Panther or Tiger before the German even realized it was in danger. In fact, German crews were ordered to target Fireflies first whenever they were spotted, because they knew these Shermans could punch through their armor. One of the most famous moments came in August 1944 at Saint-Aignan-de-Cromenil. A single Firefly commanded by Lieutenant Joe Eakins of the Northamptonshire Yeomanry destroyed 3 German Tiger tanks in just 12 minutes, including one commanded by the legendary German ace Michael Wittmann, credited with over 130 tank kills. Wittmann's death shocked the German armored forces and proved the Firefly was more than just a modified Sherman. It was a true Tiger killer. But the Firefly was not without problems. Its massive gun left the turret cramped, making it harder for crews to operate. The long barrel was also a giveaway. German tankers could often spot a Firefly among a group of regular Shermans. To counter this, many crews painted the front half of the barrel a pale color to make it look shorter and less threatening at a distance. This camouflage trick often fooled German gunners, until the Firefly opened fire. By late 1944, nearly half of all British and Canadian armored units in Northwest Europe were equipped with Fireflies. For American units, however, the Firefly was rare. The U.S. preferred to wait for their own heavy tanks, such as the M26 Pershing, though Pershings only arrived in very limited numbers near the end of the war. For most of the campaign, Allied infantry and tankers relied heavily on the Firefly to even the odds. The Firefly didn't make the Sherman invincible. Its armor was still vulnerable to German guns, and its profile made it a priority target. But it gave Allied crews something they had lacked since 1941: confidence. With a Firefly nearby, a Sherman unit didn't have to flee at the sight of a Tiger. They could fight back, and often win. By the war's end, the Sherman Firefly had proven itself as one of the most important Allied tanks of the conflict. It didn't replace the Sherman, it transformed it. From a reliable workhorse into a deadly tank killer, the Firefly showed that smart engineering could overcome even the toughest challenges. The Tiger may have been the most feared tank of World War II, but thanks to the Firefly, even the Tiger had something to fear. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story of the Sherman Firefly, please support our work by subscribing for more history brought to life.